Coach Van Vlymen, Western Illinois softball team, did really well this past weekend, posted a 4-1 record, 7-3 overall, doing pretty well to start the season. Not only is the team doing well, you actually picked up your 100th head coaching victory here as the head coach of the Western Illinois softball program. Talk about what was that feeling like this weekend, getting that 100th win?
It felt great. You know, the girls are playing really well right now. I've had a great staff around me for the last 5 years, and if it weren't for my staff and my awesome team, then that never would have happened. I didn't even realize it was my 100th win until actually one of the parents came up after the game and said, "Hey, was that your 100th?" And I thought about it, and I was like, "Oh, I guess it is." You know, it's just when we're out there having fun, you don't think about those things, and you know, it's been a great time here. Like I said, I love my athletes, I love my staff, and even the staff members here at Western. They've all been great supporters, you know, good resources to have. So it's thanks to everybody around me that I got that achievement, I guess.
And the success this season has been largely in part to one reason for our offense has been so high-powered, top to bottom of the lineup. How does having the lineup be so balanced, how does that throw the other pitchers and the other teams off balance when we play them in these tournaments?
Well, you know, our hitters, they're great hitters. You know, Coach Hughes is in charge of our hitting, and she does a great job of working with them and making them the best hitters that they can be. So I attribute a lot of our success to her because she works really hard with them. You know, and Coach Magner assists her in that. But, you know, LaDanya is huge in that aspect. But our lineup is tough 1 through 9, you know, and so it doesn't matter who's up. They just kind of have good at-bats. They feed off of each other. They know, you know, if somebody gets a hit in front of them, then they feed off and they're going to get a hit. The next person's going to get a hit. If somebody doesn't get a hit in front of them, then they want to pick that person up and get a hit for them. So it's all about team, and that's what I love about our girls is that they just want to help each other out. They're not in it for themselves. It's not an individual thing. It's a what can I do for my team? How can I make this better? And we had to talk too at the Metrodome about, you know, scoring runs helps our pitchers, and it allows them to pitch better games. So I think that our hitters have taken that into consideration, that they really want to hit and score runs so our pitchers can, you know, relax a little bit on the mound and throw a better game. So, you know, our hitters are great. I don't know what else to say about them, and you know, like I said, it's thanks to Coach Hughes.
You just mentioned the pitchers. Another reason why we've started off the season so well. How does having Cameron? She threw a no-hitter in actually the game that you won your 100th over Tennessee Tech. Lori's pitching really well, and then we got that first start by Kelsey McElhaney, and she threw a shutout in that first career start. Right. How has our pitching staff helped our success this year? They're quite the trio of pitchers.
And they are. They're working their butts off. You know, they've worked really hard. Last season, they worked really hard in the off season this year, and coming into now, you know, I'm really proud of all our pitchers. So far, they finished all their games. You know, we haven't had to bring anybody in to finish a game. We haven't gotten into any, you know, tight jams or anything. They've all started and completed their games, and they've been solid all the way through. And I think a lot of it is, you know, their pitches are working. They're more consistent this year. We're working ahead on batters, so we're able to make them fish a little bit more and hit pitches that aren't necessarily good pitches. So they're doing a good job with that. They're confident out there. And I think, like I said, it ties into our offense and it ties into our defense a little bit. They know that their teammates have their back offensively and defensively. You know, Cameron doesn't hit, so everybody else kind of has to do it for her. But Lori and Kelsey both hit for themselves, so I think that helps, that they feel like they can, you know, do a little bit both places. You know, like if Lori's on the mound, then she can hit well for herself, and it just, I don't know, they're 3 hard workers. I can't say, you know, enough good things about them. You know, they're awesome kids. And Ashley Campbell's in there too. She might see a couple innings this year, she might not, we'll have to see, but she's been working hard behind the scenes as well.
The play of a catcher usually kind of goes unnoticed unless they play poorly, and after the games when we talk and get quotes from you, somebody you always bring up is the play of Nikki Marinak. How is having a good catcher that plays solid defense like Nikki Marinak help our pitching staff out this season?
Oh, it helps them out a ton because she knows what pitches are working. She knows what situations to call the certain pitches in. She's really aware of what the batter, like what adjustments the batter makes during their at-bat. So if she sees them move off the plate, then she knows that, you know, they need to pitch here. If she sees them move on the plate a little bit more, then they need to pitch there. She's a good communicator with the pitchers about, hey, you need to get that off the plate a little bit more. You need to get your pitches down, you know, whatever it may be. She's also really good behind the plate defensively in the fact that, you know, she's picked up a couple kids already this season, so that helps because she's heads up. She knows where the runners are. She knows what to do. She's thrown a couple out stealing. So she's just a great package behind the plate. She's done a nice job for us, and it's nice that we don't have to call the game off the bench, that we allow the kids to work out there on their own and to play their own game. And I think it helps them when it's just them. They don't have to, take any part of the game from us. They're just out there playing like they know how to play. So.
Then final question. We have an off week before we head into the Coach B Classic in Carbondale, where we face 4 quality teams this year like we did last season when we went down there. I know you guys are always trying to improve on things. I know you guys are 7-3. But what are some things in this off week and in the beginning of next week you're telling the players what to improve on so we can get 4 more wins next weekend?
Well, there's 3 things that we really need to improve on right now, and base running is one of them. Communication is another one, and I think hitting, even though we've been hitting well, against Middle Tennessee State, they jammed us all game. I mean, they had a lefty pitcher that just threw in, and it just jammed us all the time. So we really need to work on making adjustments quicker and at bats, in our at bats and in the games, so it's not the same result all game, because we never made any adjustments off of that pitcher. So those are 3 things that we're definitely going to be working on the next week and a half. We also wanted the girls to get caught up a little bit. We gave them yesterday, which was Monday, and Tuesday off. We gave them those 2 days off just to give them a break, get back into classes. It's kind of a stressful time. A lot of them talked about having 3 or 4 tests this week, so we wanted to make sure that they academically got on track as well. So they're doing that right now, and then we'll focus more on the athletic stuff in the next couple of days. So it'll be nice to have this last weekend off to just kind of get refocused, get going again, and then from here on out it's going to be, hitting hard and heavy.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.